started.
Great. Thanks. So, with that, I'm wearing the hat of that Honey, who is the service agent here at Pothy Swarna Mahal. So, when I log into my system here at the service console, this is the one of the dashboards that I can see here. I can see what are the open cases that have been assigned to me, what are the priorities of each cases, if there are any high HNI individuals that I need to reach out to, or something that I can reach out. I have various my cases being categorized into various priorities as well, or what has been my average resolution time. Am I in the am I doing well there or not, or how compliant am I with my SLAs or my response time as well. Not only that, there are various teams. I can look at each team members this thing as well, just to have a healthy competition and to know where I stand, and as well as what are the various channels through which these cases are coming. So all of that are then captured into this dashboard, which I as a service agent have a visibility of it. Now the beauty of it being all on the platform is it is a real time update that I get about about my cases, about my time. All of that, these dashboards that I can view here are real time, as well as I can see a list of all these open cases that I have. Another thing as a service agent that I work on is omni-channel, as I kept mentioning. So this is where a quick action button you will see as omni-channel, where once start my day, I can mark myself available. I can mark myself available for all channels. I can mark myself for a specific channel, or if I'm away, say I'm away busy, or I'm away for a break or a lunch, I can mark all those. I can mark my status there as available. For this demo instance, let me mark myself as all available. And this is where the beauty of the omni channel comes in, where all the cases, be it a WhatsApp case, be it somebody reaching out to me through my bot on my website, or somebody has just sent out an email to me, or it could also be a phone call, or even a any other channel that you are looking to reach out to from your customer. All those cases are from those channels are then routed into this particular omni channel. Now you must be wondering, how are they routed? Now these are routed to the agent based on a certain set of skill sets if you want to define them. There could be someone who's handling only the service cases. It could be that I have lost a jewelry or any of those high priority cases. Or it could be someone who is responding to only these scheme related cases. So if you want to define those routing of those cases basis on that, this is just one example. You can do that. So this is where the intelligent routing of all the cases come into from one particular channel itself. So here you can see, just give me a moment. Before I go ahead and show you the magic, real-time magic, I would want to just share my mobile phone screen as well here. Can I just confirm that my screen here is visible?
Yeah, visible.
Okay, sure. So this is the omni channel that I just spoke to you about. Now, for a second, I'm just stepping back and wearing the hat of the customer who's Anjali. And Anjali just received a marketing communication, and now she wants more details on that particular case. So this is where on the WhatsApp channel she just says, "Hi, I need more information." And when I send that, you will see that on my Omni channel itself here, there will be a live case that will get routed here immediately. So if you see that a case that's got immediated a few seconds ago. So now that I am available, and this is one of the cases that I am accepting on, I can just accept that particular case. And as Anjali is an already existing customer of the case, or already an existing customer of Pothy Swarna Mahal, that is where her customer 360, her case details, all of that pops up in one go. Now, this Purushottam, it might look like a very busy, a screen for you. Let me break this down for you.
Sumedha, we can only see the mobile app.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, I can only see mobile app. I hope is this same for everyone?
Yeah, I can see both, but the size is different.
Okay.
let me do. Okay, but I think you might have to pin one of those screens.
Sure.
Is
Okay.
this better now? Are you able to see both?
Now I've pinned both the screens on the.
Sure. So this is where in a this is where you can see that the case opens, or a case automatically gets created of the chat that I just sent out, Tom. And this is where the chat, the hi that I sent, is then get added onto it. So this is the live chat that you will see when I go back to hi, I need more information. How can I help? So if you see automatically on my mobile screen, if my mobile screen is visible, you can see that the live chat has already been added. So this is where I can have a live chat, live WhatsApp chat with the customer on the same screen here itself. Not only that, if I need to go ahead and attach any further details, like you mentioned last time, Purushottam, that there are certain other scheme details or something that you might want to share it with your customer. And that is where you also have, with just one click of a button, you have the option to attach those files here and share it with the customer there as well. Let me do that. For example, if this is something that I need to share it out with my customer, I can just upload this particular file and send it over to WhatsApp. So when I do that, you can see that the file has been shared here, and the same file then will be visible on my WhatsApp screen here as well.
Mhm. Very good.
Yes. So this is one. Let me just exit my screen here on mobile. So this is one way that an agent can live chat, and maybe I go ahead and I can end this particular chat as I have resolved that particular case. Similarly, while talking to the same customer, he had another issue that he had mentioned to me about earlier, where he mentioned that he needed more details about the Swarna Viruksham scale scheme as well. So now this is where I can see the case 360. Based on the customer's detail that is already available in the system, I have all of that on the left hand side of my screen.
Sorry, Sumedha. See, the thing is, now I couldn't able to see the desktop screen. It's like a tile now. So can you represent the screen once again? Sumedha, I'm
Is
audible.
is it visible now? I had stopped sharing the screen and I re-shared my screen.
Now it's fine. Now it's fine. I hope everyone gets a full screen view.
Yes. Should I continue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
Yes.
I can also see this.
So let me just start a little earlier, where we said when we sent the WhatsApp chat, we just saw a live chat with the agent, which I have end the chat basis because of this screen, this thing. So I've stopped sharing my screen, but I have all the details. So if there was any prior conversation as well, if I had with Anjali on WhatsApp, I would be able to view all those details of Anjali right here on one screen here itself. And
Mhm.
if I want to double click on who Anjali is, let me see this whole view, 360-degree view of Anjali. This is where I can see if there is any loyalty status of Anjali. I can have the visibility of her loyalty, what is her lifetime value, how much has she purchased with us, as well as, because if you go ahead with marketing and service, all the engagements that she has had on Marketing Cloud can be visible here on her customer 360 as well. So I, as a service agent, know that these are the campaigns that have gone to Anjali, and this has what she has responded to and not responded to. And basis on that, I can have continue my conversation with her. So all of that can happen on one single platform here itself. This is on the left side. Now, on the center of the screen about Anjali is where I can see about her recent purchases, if there are any recent cases, or how much has she spent, what is her CSAT score or NPS score if I have captured during any of my communications with her. I can capture all of that as well. Not only that, if you want to go ahead and expand further, say today we're talking about only the Pothy Swarna Mahal. If in the future we know that you have the whole Pothy's Mart, you have the Pothy's, the textile, the whole, those brands as well. So if you want to have a whole Anjali 360, where you can see if Anjali has she bought earlier from any of my Pothy's, if she bought a sari from me, or has she bought a jewelry from me, or if she's going ahead and buying anything from that, all those details about her recent purchases can also be visible here on the same customer 360. This where is where I get all the opportunities of upselling and cross selling to the same customer. This is where the whole power can come even further. So this is what I get to know about Anjali with just when Anjali has just raised a case. And another within that, if there are other cases that I want to see about Anjali, so this is the details of Anjali, and I see that there are certain other cases that are there. Let me just click on one of the cases here that she had just mentioned about the Swarna Viruksham scheme that she wanted to know further about. Now, again, this screen looks similar. The earlier one that you saw was the case, was the contact 360 about Anjali. Now we have again bottled it down to only a particular issue for which Anjali had reached out to me. Now, this is where on the left hand side, you can see all the details about Anjali. If there were previous cases that we were able to see, the chat that we just had, this is a new case, so the chat is not there, but if there was any chat, now say if she had reached out to me over a mobile phone or over a live agent, all that details could be captured here within this case. Another thing in the center is where I have the guidance for success, my stages, which is telling me at each stage which this case is, and how much time do I have, the milestones that I had, the escalation matrices that we spoke about as well on Friday. What is it? Say now that when I have started working on this particular case, I can go ahead and click on working. So if this is where at each stage I know of my case what is the work that I need to do. So if you say you've just hired a new agent currently and he needs to get up to speed, that is where he can get this guidance of success to know at each of these case stages what does he need to do, as well as if you want to maintain the consistency that be it any agent, they have the same way that they respond to the customers. This is another way where this path can help that they know what are the next steps that they need to do here as well. And basis on that, they have these key escalation, they have these milestones that can be attached to each of their customers. Say Anjali is already one of our prime customers. She has been with Pothy, she's been loyal to Pothys for a really long time, and that is where we want to give her a good experience. So then that is where I have a special kind of milestones for her, where I am already, because this is an existing case, so the first response has actually already been delayed, and this could have actually auto escalated, where the director that you mentioned then gets involved and asks why this case was not resolved. So all that could be automated, where it saves up your service agent's time, as well as your director is then pitched in on time itself, so that the customers at the end are happy, they know that they are valued and they are being serviced, their company listens to them and they're being serviced on time there as well. Not only that, this is where you can also see what are the prior conversations on this particular case you've had. What are the key updates that I've had? What are the details about this case that I wanted to check? There are any other related, case history articles that I have sent about. All of that can be visible here. Now, I did not speak about articles yet. This is where we also have the power where each of these agents, so there could be certain frequently asked questions that could always be saved. So if it's an agent need not keep looking for it again and again. So certain questions, certain articles are suggestions that I can view here. Are you here with me, Purushottam? So this any questions before I go ahead?
Nothing. The CSAT score you are mentioning, right? It is only for the WhatsApp reviewers, product review, or the store Google review can also be part of the CSAT score.
So typically, that depends on how you calculate your CSAT score. If you can, if you're able to get the information of the review and put it into your system, then we can calculate the CSAT score here as well.
Is it possible to integrate directly, or we have to manually get this customer review here?
Google, I will need to check if we can directly integrate with. We are an open API system, so if the data, if you already have the data that flows in, can be checked. But I need to double check on this Google reviews if they can automatically be updated here. Shashank, do you have any idea? Would you want to add on here?
No, Sumedha, I also want to double check if Google reviews can be directly brought in or not.
And
We'll check back. We'll check that and get back to you on that, Purushottam.
And secondly, the WhatsApp window is like, even if it's a business initiated conversation, there is a window for customer and me have a conversation at some lesser cost compared to the marketing communication. Like 70 paise, 80 paise would be my marketing cost. Within that 24 hours window, I could be able to converse with customer at a lower cost. During the period, will that be one single ticket or one single what do you call it? Cases. Yeah, cases.
Case.
Will that be a single case or it will be created multiple cases? Like until I close the case, it will remain same or it will stick to that window. Let's say, for example, only on WhatsApp I'm asking.
So, WhatsApp, as of now, we it's a forward-looking statement where we will get a single number in the future. But as of now, your marketing communications go from one number, and when you reach out to the service agent, you will be redirected to the service bot. Anybody has a question?
Sumita, the question is different. What sir is asking is, say for example, you are interacting with a customer on WhatsApp, right? So your service agent will be responding on via Salesforce service app, and customer will be responding via WhatsApp. Now, the entire chat history, will that be captured in a single case, or there will be multiple cases created of that? So I think sir's question is that, right, sir?
Costing and the costing.
Yes. So, sir, costing is in terms of the conversations. Okay. So, for 24 hours, there will be one conversation which will be activated, and I will give you that many conversations. You will basically subscribe for that many conversations from Salesforce. Okay. So we will basically, you will see a digital engagement, WhatsApp conversations, 100 numbers which will be activated, and per user there will be 25 which is already included. We have to just look at how many conversations you want to go for, and we will factor that in the system so that that many volumes is already there in the system for you to handle those WhatsApp conversations. Sumedha, from the case perspective, the entire chat history will be appended on a single case, or there will be multiple cases which will be created. I think that was sir's question.
So so that depends again on how you want to do. But typically what we've seen is because the customer could reach out for different issues, so that is why if a customer has reached out, it will create a new case. But if it's the same issue, the agent has the capability of merging those cases. I can show that to you a little further.
Yeah.
But every time he reaches out, it will be a new case. But if the agent, because we want to get, if we're not sure if the customer is reaching out again and again for the same particular case, so that is where we give the agent the capability of merging the cases if it's the same reason that they have reached out to.
So basically, once the rep is interacting on a live chat, that entire chat will be appended in a single case. Say once the chat is over, now customer has reinitiated that conversation after 3 hours. Then a new case will be created, but again the agent has the capability to merge two cases if the issue is same. If the issues are different, then probably two cases are required, so that both the respective issues can be tracked separately.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Sure. So, moving ahead again, so this is where I was talking about the knowledge articles, where there are these articles that can be. It's a repository of knowledge that can be given to your service agents, where they can use them. For example, if this is one of the support that I need to send it out from this particular console itself, I can insert this particular article in an email, and then if I have to go send, I tell my customer that let me send this email out to you, or if and that's where I can just add these articles here and send that email out to my customer from the same particular console as well. But if I see that this particular let me send this, if this is not the answer and I need to go ahead and reassign this, maybe another person, my manager needs to take care of this, or I need to go, I have an option of reassigning this particular case there as well. So there are various ways, there are various case tools that I as a service agent get in order to make sure that my customers are happy and I am able to service them much better and faster. Another this is the way. But we also mentioned, we spoke about on Friday, where we had the CTI part of it. So this is where, if you see, I have the phone widget also added onto my screen here itself, where if I just simulate a conversation for it here, an incoming phone. So this is because it's a demo environment. I'm just, I've simulated this particular phone call. But if once the phone, if I get, if I'm getting any incoming call and I'm available for, I'm available right now, I can go ahead and accept this particular call. And again, based on which, if it's an existing customer, then that customer 360, based on the mobile phone that they're calling from, and that mobile phone is already in the system, based on that particular data, the customer 360 of that particular customer then opens up. Again, I can have those contextual conversations with my customer basis on that particular case. So right now we've seen how a WhatsApp conversation happened. We also saw a phone call conversation happen. We could also see how the agent was able to send out via email. Now if this was an email case, he would be able to see that here as well. So this is where he can get the list of all the cases that he had, what I just spoke about, what are the priorities, what is the medium channel that it has come from, who is the contact details. All that information could come here. And that we just spoke about, that merge cases, this is where I can see that maybe there were these various cases that came across, and I want to go ahead and merge a particular case. I can do that here as well, where I, as a service agent, have the capability to decide which is my primary case, my principal case. All the data will be here. So let me use this as my principal case. All the details of that particular case that I want to merge, I can go ahead and do that. So this is where you will see that I'm able to merge these cases into one. Again, that the question that you asked, this is where you I as an agent have the capability to merge it into one particular case. So all the data, so no, there is no data loss. All the conversations that had happened with that customer are already in one place, and I can again have that conversation there with the customer. So this is mainly what a service agent can do. You mentioned that you want to see another enhanced capability of our service console. So another thing that I would can talk to you, that I would want to bring to your light, we also have something called as a visual remote assistance that we have seen a lot of our customers. For example, there has been a particular, you want to show your agent a particular set on a video call. Something like that can also be possible on this particular console as well. That is something that is possible. I can initiate that if you would want to go ahead and see that. But basis on our conversation that we had, we did not find any need of a video calling kind of a capability. But I just wanted to put to your notice that something like that can also be possible on this particular console here as well. So
Well, is it possible to share a screen with the customer here? Like if they have generated a chat, for example, through a website. Uh,
okay.
do you have so you said you have an open API. We are using a chat widget on our website. For instance, if a customer raises a chat inquiry for product or service, uh, and if they want to assistance to pay, is that possible to share screen between agent and the customer?
I'm just reiterating your question, Purushottam. You said that once the chat has been initiated by a
Mm,
bot from the website, they are facing a payment issue and they want to share their screen, and
mm.
they want to then be able to see if it can be resolved there or not.
Yeah,
Is is that my correct understanding?
yeah.
So again, in this visual remote assistance, if you see on the right side, this can define what is the session type. Is it a video? Is it a photo? Do I need to desktop share, or is it a two-way video? So
Oh,
those would be certain things where I should be able to share the screen and view that. Or it could also be on a video call where it could be a single one two-way video call where the customer is also viewing his video and being able to say where he's stuck for the payment.
uh, can it be real time? Like we haven't discussed the
This is
website.
a real-time video calling capability itself.
Oh, okay. If I integrate my website chat application with this automatically the customer whoever generates desktop support automatically screen share will happen here like
No, no, no. It cannot happen automatically. There will be a certain way where the customer needs to respond and join a particular link for that to happen.
it's a scheduled link.
Uh,
We have
some
to schedule the link.
For the VRA to happen, yes. Like I have to invite via email or SMS for them to click on that link to join that particular assistance.
Okay, the SMS capability is also there. So
I can send the link via SMS as well. Yes.
okay, good.
So
Fine. Please carry on.
going ahead, so these were the various case tools through which I could solve my case and I can go ahead and close that particular case. Now, there are multiple times that I'll be performing the same tasks again and again. That is where I have macros as well. So, macros are nothing but they just help the service agent do their repetitive tasks. For example, close a case could be something very repetitive. Once I have resolved my customer's issue, I would want to send that email out to my customer saying that thank you for contacting us and can we have your feedback or certain steps that are mandate again and again. If I have to manually do this multiple times, that takes up a lot of my time. That is where we have macros that can actually automate a lot of our processes. So if I click on a run macro, I will see that there are certain things. It will close my case, it will send out an email action, and if anything else that I've defined or you have an SLA that you want to go ahead and add on, you can define these macros for your service agents that they can use and get their case and resolve much faster there as well. And with that, as a service agent, I have been able to close my case much faster and I can hop onto my other case to serve my other customers there as well. So this was something on the case. Another thing that I would want to show you is here the service executive dashboard. As I mentioned in the starting of my presentation, that all of this is on real time. So as a service, as if you as the director would want to see this, you have the visibility of how all of my agents are doing. What is my first contact resolution? How much of my agents have been SLA compliant? What has been the escalation rate, how often have these cases been escalated, who have has the maximum cases, what is the priority of each of these cases, the channel, all of that information that I would want to view as an executive. I have all those details right here on the same console here as well.
Fine.
uh, that's all I had mostly to cover for my presentation today. I think I was not sharing my screen. This was the dashboard that I was talking about. Was it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. The service executive dashboard, if I'm correct, this is one of my screen that I was talking about. The first contact resolution, the SLA compliance, the escalation rate. So yes, so that's all I had. This was the last thing that I wanted to talk about. That be it at the end, the customer's happy because she's gotten her response faster. The agent was able to service more and more customers, so he is much more productive. And as an executive, he has the view of how his entire organization is doing. So all of that is possible here on one single platform.
Very good. So I have a question here in the CTR part. Like we used to create the campaign callings. Like we have a Bangle Mela happening this month. We will make sure we get a database of customers who already bought bangles or who have not bought bangles with us. So we'll be creating a campaign calling for that particular database. So let's say, for an example, the customer couldn't able to attend the call at that point in time, and the call got disconnected. This happens on the telephony system. Back to back, it is integrated. The customer calls again. Will the system will inform me that this customer has came back to you because you generated a campaign calling to this customer? Will that capability will be created in this CTR, or it will work again on the telephony system, not in the CRM system? Okay, anyway, CRM system will pop up and say this customer, your existing customer, last time these are the things that you have conversated or you have shared information on that. But this capability is part of this proposal, or this can be done.
Sure. As you mentioned, Purushottam, it's more of the CTI vendor's capability. If they're able to mark that particular call as missed, and then if you want to add that to the timeline of our Salesforce console, that can be added. So it'll be an extra effort that would be added. But but we'll have to again check with your telephony vendor if possible. Piyush, you have something to add on to that?
Yes. So, sir, generally when we integrate with call center solutions, right, so whenever a call comes in from your registered customer, we will give a pop-up on Salesforce, right? The call will land on the CTI solution. Now, only the connected call information is passed on to Salesforce, and within the same customer profile is when we showcase the past call or the call history associated with that customer. Now, generally, if you want to look at missed calls also there, then probably we have to discuss this with the CTI vendor that at the time of integration, probably we would need missed call information also to flow to Salesforce and get assigned to that particular customer record. So if they are able to do that, then probably the missed call information can also be showcased here.
Okay, fine. And the last question, see, with the internet, this can be accessed across the globe. Like they don't have to sit in our office and access the CRM.
Yes, so your users can basically use the solution from anywhere.
Is it possible to restrict the user only to the specific static IPs? Like they have to access this information only in an office premise, because customer information is critical. If they access it outside, uh, there'll be some challenges. So, is it possible to restrict the application access only to specific IPs?
Yes, that's possible.
Oh, good.
You can also define the business hours as well,
Hmm.
so that they should be able to access it only during this particular time. That is also possible.
Oh, very good. Then the final question is skill-based routing. You said that for example, I have phone, WhatsApp, service, email, scheme related, and let's take reviews for example. If the agent is marked for the all five skill sets, he will be able to handle all five skill related information. It will be automatically assigned to this agents. Let's say, for example, I have five agents with the same set of capabilities. They can able to handle phone, WhatsApp, and service related inquiries. How the routing will happen? It'll evenly distribute, or based on the skill set or the resolution, the routing will happen, or the case allocatment will happen, or how this can be configurable, or how this can be done.
Sure, that's a very good question, Purushottam, and I would answer saying how you want it to be done. So, as you mentioned, you can either define the agents basis on the channel that they serve. It could be channel wise, or it could also be basis on the skill sets that they have. Like you mentioned, it could be only scheme based, it could be customer complaints, it could be an emergency. So that way you can define that as well. So you, as how you define how these agents should then be routed, those rules can then be you can create those rules and then get those implemented there. One. Another thing, how again we have these queues, or some queues that can get added basis on the customer, basis on the agent's availability as well. So you can manage those workloads there. Who has a maximum workload, who does not have that workload, can also be added. uh, yes. So with that, I think I can show you another thing based on your question here, that we have something called an omni supervisor, where the supervisor can actually have the view of all his agents here. If I'm sharing my screen here, you can see that these are the agents. I can view what are the status of my agents, how much work do they have on their plate. There could be certain open cases, so I can see for Honey, there are certain cases that he has. If I want to go ahead and chime into each of these cases, I can do that as well. What is his capacity there? So basis on their capacity, basis on their workload that they have, these cases are then diverted to each of them. So this is something as an executive or supervisor, we also provide them where they have the view of all of their agents and who are they working on, what are they working on there as well.
So the supervisor will have a separate dashboard. Yeah.
Yes, this is a supervisor dashboard where he has the view of all his agents. He can see, like for example, during a call, I during the call, Honey had some issues where he wanted to raise a case and ask his supervisor to chime in. The supervisor can then be flagged here and then can chime in, can whisper if there is certain case that is taking too long. So the supervisor can then have a whisper saying that why is this particular take case taking so long? Do you need any additional help? All those things can he can have the supervisor can have the visibility of that.
Understood.
Yes, so that was a good question which brought back another this thing that you would ask for. Anything else that we can help you with?
This escalation matrix can be automated, for an example, if the for a simple example could be like a email is came to customer service desk, and that is a case created. Let's say 4 hours is the escalation time for that particular email has to be responded and closed. After 4 hours, it will automatically get escalated. Okay, but what about the WhatsApp and other information? Because it cannot be done such a way like there's an inquiry of a product, they have to respond to the product. And if the conversation going beyond the stipulated time period, um, how this can be done? Like this escalation matrix. Like anyway, the window of WhatsApp chats is 24 hours.
You can define each of these escalation matrices, Purushottam. For example, if you think email needs to be faster, you can set different escalation matrices for your email, and you can have a different escalation matrix happening for your WhatsApp or your for your call agent as well. So
Mhm.
those as per what the case type is, those escalation matrices can then kick off.
Fine, and it's going to be technical. Right now, we are using Unify telephony system. Will that be directly integrated with this? We are using Unify My Agent profile for the agents to log in right now. Will that be directly integrated with Salesforce, or do we need an intermediate like Telesoft or Avaya, sorry, Amio, or like any cloud telephony company, like our hardware and there is a software also we already purchased. So in that case, would you be able to answer, or you need any assistance from yourself?
I just want to clarify the question here. You said you're using unified technologies for your
Yes.
CI
Yeah,
and
you
you
need the hardware.
and hardware as well. So
Yeah,
this is not a cloud-based solution. This is an on-prem solution. So they
hardware solution. Mm.
okay. Sure. I think I'll have to check and get back to you on that. So let me just check internally and get back to you on that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, fine. That's all from me, from my side.
Purushottam sir, good evening. Sorry to join late.
Oh, it's okay,
Hey,
fine.
Piyush, hi, Sumit.
Yeah,
Hello.
So, from the use case perspective, everything is clear that we discussed about?
yeah, yeah. Only thing is two things they have to come back. One is the store review system or the app review system, wherein Google review can also be handled on the CRM portal itself. And secondly, the product that we are using is Unify, is a
Hmm.
hardware, as well as we are using Unify My Agent for agents to log in and answer calls. That has all
Hmm.
the capabilities like campaign calling and all that. So, do we need an intermediate to make this system work with you, or directly it can be integrated? That's a good.
Would you know if this has an open API system or not?
Yeah, that's the same question. Purushottam sir, can you check with them if they have open API systems?
I have to. I have to.
Just check with them if they have open API systems.
Mm,
Usually, generally, we have Ameo or all of these CTI vendors that they have a direct integration with us.
mm.
So if you have somebody like that, it becomes very straightforward and simple. Otherwise, if you have a system which has open API, then we manually connect them to our system.
Good. Done. Anyway, we're coming to Bangalore for Amio demo.
Mhm.
So we'll get that information clarified and then we'll discuss the same.
When are you coming, sir?
First week of March, most probably.
Spare some time for us as well. We'd love
Oh,
to host
sure.
you.
Sir, in fact, our offices are very close by. They
Oh,
are at Chalagata, and our office is also at Chalagata. So you can advise us. We can.
last conversation itself, our vice president was supposed to meet, but he couldn't meet. So he's also coming with me. I'll check his availability for another day because Hamio itself they wanted a day long this thing. So let me check and we'll have this also scheduled parallelly.
Sure, sir. And if there is any challenges if you are facing from Ameo side, please do advise me as well. I am ex Ameo. I've worked with Ameo for 6 years.
Oh, very good.
So I can basically bring in senior stakeholders also who can basically address all your concerns if there are any.
Oh, fine, good, good, good.
Sure, sir. And from integration perspective, from Ameo standpoint, they have a dedicated connector for Salesforce. I would request if you can tell them to show you the Salesforce integrated demo. They'll be able to show that demo to you.
Oh, very good.
Yes. So then you'll be able to visualize that how Ameo and Salesforce will work hand in hand.
Understood, sir.
Sure, sir.
All
That's
right.
all.
So, Piyush, a question to you. And
Yeah.
now, at least I hope you've got the license crown from Purushottam. So
Yeah,
we
I
could,
5
yeah.
licenses and
Mm,
25,000 conversations of
mm,
WhatsApp, right? I believe all the notifications, be it transactional or marketing, will go from Marketing Cloud. It will not go
yes.
from Service Cloud. Only the WhatsApp conversations, which is around 25 to 30,000, is something which we have to factor in Service Cloud. And 5 agents, Service Cloud agents, is what we have to factor.
Perfect. So that is done. Second is Piyush with respect to the implementation.
Yes. Uh,
So, do we need to have another call with Purushottam sir, or the scope is absolutely clear?
Yeah, so what we have done is we have actually recorded this call. So I will share it with the partner and I will ask him to create a scope of work. Um, we will then circulate that scope of work to you, sir, so that you can go through and check with if all the functionalities are included in it, what we have discussed. And then accordingly, I will ask him to basically quote a one-time implementation cost as well.
Good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Piyush, if see by 1st of March, say by this Friday, if we
Mhm.
are able to submit our final proposal, the marketing we have already submitted from core perspective, if we could submit, and then we will leave it up to Purushottam sir to finalize it, take internal approvals from his management, and then we put the entire date on when can we start the entire project.
Sure, sure, definitely. I will try and close it before Thursday only.
Done.
Before or on Thursday, I'll try and close it.
Super.
Sure.
Super, Piyush.
Thank you.
Perfect, Purushottam sir. Thank you so much for being so patient and listening to us. I think we have a roadmap clear. We'll get back to you with the proposal and then we'll see how soon can we